Well, greetings and hello there, everyone. It is I, your beloved and much loved Star Wars Dad, Dude's Too Good. And yes, we are here going to talk about the first 5 teams that everyone should farm in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. This is a constant and recurring and hot topic on this channel. All you guys, a lot of you guys, I should say, have come on board to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes here in the last few months. A lot of you have returned to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes in the last few months. So what are those first 5 teams everybody should be farming in this game, and why should you be doing it? And the question I get all of the time will finally be answered today. I don't really delve into this very much at all, but what gear level should you take these teams to have the most success in your early game farming in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes? And we know we're going to talk about the Phoenix first. They're right there. But the thing I want to mention is that throughout, as you're farming through this game, you know, eventually you're going to want to relic all these teams. You get them up to relic levels, relic 3, relic 5, relic 7. That's what happens with all your teams in this game, especially when you're farming up toward like a Galactic Legend or another requirement, right? But early on, there are lower gear levels where these teams will work for you in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. So let's start with our Phoenix right here. Of course, it should go without saying, because I say it all the freaking time. If you don't farm Captain Rex, this is a useless
Actually,
team.
my name is Rex, Captain, 501st Clone
Team.
Battalion.
And I don't mean that it's an okay team. I don't mean that it is a moderately functional team. I mean this team is useless without Captain Rex. Useless. You can gear them up and get Thrawn unlocked and Palpatine without Captain Rex. It's going to be a big pain in the butt, and you could have spent that time farming Captain Rex and done it easily, as I'll be demonstrating on this account in the very near future. And in the meantime, there is me over there. This was today. I'm farming up those Phoenix. You just saw them. I've got them all at 7. I got 3 at 7 stars. That front row is all at 7 stars. The back row, Sabine and Captain Rex, are a little bit slower to farm. They're at 6 stars. We'll have them at 7 stars soon. We will go and once again test out the Palpatine and Thrawn events. They're going to be easy with these Phoenix. It's just very simple to do. We are going to be working through the Military Might Assault Battle with them and the Secrets and Shadows Assault Battle. Early on, there are 3 important reasons, well, 4 now. 4 important reasons to get the Phoenix on your team. We've already mentioned 2 of them. The Palpatine and Thrawn unlocks is one important reason. You unlock those legendaries with the Phoenix. Number 2, you're looking at it right now, and we mentioned it. The Military Might Assault Battle and the Secrets and Shadows Assault Battle. Those are important reasons to get the Phoenix on your roster early on. Number 3, they're just a dang good team. They just do really, really good things in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes for your roster. They will last you through the mid game, the late game, the end game. The Phoenix are really good in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And what was number 4? 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't remember. There's another. There are lots of great reasons to get the Phoenix as your first really good team on the roster. And as far as gear levels, how far do you gear the Phoenix? Gear 12 early on is good enough to get you through Challenge Tier 1 of both the Military Might and Secrets and Shadows Assault Battle. Gear 12, my goal in my Nooch 2 Perfect Farming, and I am taking you guys through Perfect Farming in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. My initial goal with these teams is to get through Challenge Tier 1 of the assault battles they can do. For these guys, Military Might, Secrets and Shadows, we are going through Challenge Tier 1 of that. If you get these guys to Gear 12 on your roster, they're going to get you through both of those, and we will be testing that in the very near future. Pay attention to the channel, do the liking, do the subscribing, make sure you are on the channel, but we'll be testing it very soon. The Phoenix, our team number 1, that everyone should be farming as one of their first 5 teams in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And coming in at number 2, and it's a close number 2, but there's just a lot more farming to be done.
Target the main gen.
You know, you're given the Phoenix early on free to play. You're not given all these Imperial Troopers shards early on free to play. You got to kind of farm them from scratch. But the Imperial Troopers are a team that will get you through 2 assault battles at lower gear levels than the Phoenix through Challenge Tier 1. And through Challenge Tier 2, maybe even through Challenge Tier 3. We'll look at that in a moment. This is going to be a lot of testing. We are going to be testing out these guys like crazed maniacs on this channel in the near future on the assault battles. But the Imperial Troopers are important for 2 assault battles, Forest Moon and Rebel Roundup, and they're also a really good team to have on your roster for early Grand Arena battles. Now, you guys, if you've been on the channel for a while, you've all seen this. This is me going through Challenge Tier 3. That is maxing out the Forest Moon assault battle with low gear. I think the only Gear 12 that's on the screen right now is General Veers. The others were Gear 10, Gear 11, Gear 9. I realize Gar Saxon and Imperial Super Commando there on that back wall, those guys are not Imperial Troopers. You can do this with Imperial Troopers too, you just have to have higher gear levels. But with those 2 on there, you can lower your gear levels and really do some great work in the Forest Moon and Rebel Roundup assault battles. That's the main reason to get Imperial Troopers on your roster. The secondary reason, and the reason that Piet was the second Zeta that I applied to as Emperor's Trap on my account, is that they're just a really good team in early rounds of Grand Arena, all the way through the mid-game of Grand Arena. When you start getting beyond the mid-game, they become more of like a cleanup team in that Grand Arena for you, but these guys are going to do a lot of work for you for a long time in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes with Veers as the leader. The primary 3 on this team, Veers, Piet, Range Trooper. The other 2 spots you can fill in. I'm going to have a video this afternoon. I don't want to do Moff Gideon and Dark Trooper in there just because they're more expensive and they're harder to farm. I usually go for the easier targets like Colonel Stark and Snow Trooper, and then specifically for Forest Moon, it's worth it to farm Gar Saxon and Imperial Super Commando, and we're going to test this very soon. As soon as I get Gar Saxon and Imperial Super Commando to 7 stars, we're going to do some serious testing at some serious low gear levels all the way through Challenge Tier 3 of Forest Moon to see if we can get it done. And I realize I didn't specifically tell you where to gear your Imperial Troopers. If you get them up to gear 10, you'll be able to get through Challenge Tier 1 of both Forest Moon and Rebel Roundup. Gear 12 gets you through Challenge Tier 2. It might even be at Gear 11, so you don't have to put a lot. You put less gear on them to get through higher levels of those 2 assault battles. Coming in next is going to be Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan, or Padawan Obi-Wan and Master Qui-Gon. I believe these should be the first 2 Relic characters on your roster. And this is me testing them out at Relic 7 in the Duel of the Fates assault battle. This is a newer assault battle that just released last year around this time. This assault battle, the rewards are tremendous. The rewards are far above any other assault battle in the game. This one and the Peridia Pals are the best assault battles in the game by far. They're very different. They actually require different gear and relic levels for you to do these events. The first step for you with your Master Qui-Gon and Padawan Obi-Wan is to get them to at Gear 8 or Gear 9. Gear 8 or Gear 9, they can get through the first 3 tiers of the Duel of the Fates assault battle. Then you're getting shards, you're getting credits. You'll be getting 9 million credits from doing the first 3 to 6. Was it 6 or 9? 6 or 9 million credits for doing the first 3 tiers, and you'll be getting mods every month, once a month, from the Duel of the Fates assault battle, twice a month in May and December, which is nice. Really good rewards from these guys in Duel of the Fates assault battle. I believe they should be the first Relic team on your roster. As I mentioned, get them to Relic 7. Relic 5 is not a good stopping point for these 2 characters because you want to go all the way to the Relic 7 tier of Duel. It's right there, Tier 5 of Duel of the Fates. The other thing I would note is that these 2 perform really well for They are primarily meant for a Queen Amidala team, which for a new account, Queen Amidala will not be available to you for quite some time. You've got to get your account to 4 million galactic power, then you farm the Proving Grounds. It's a gate. The 4 million power is definitely a hard stop, a gate for new accounts. Once you get to 4 million, you can farm Queen Amidala in Proving Grounds, which is only going to be 20 shards a month or 40 shards a month if you buy the Conquest Pass, which gives you 2 rounds of Proving Grounds. You're not going to get Queen Amidala for a while, but these 2 perform great and do really good things in Grand Arena under a Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron lead, and generally speaking, with a Padme Amidala lead, just a regular old Padme lead. These 2 perform and do great stuff. The other thing that is well worth mentioning is the Padawan Obi-Wan Omicron for Conquest. I don't advertise any other Conquest Omicrons. And in fact, I don't really advertise a lot of Omicrons outside of Territory Wars and Grand Arena. But when you are getting started, if you add that Omicron to Padawan Obi-Wan for Conquest, it is gonna, this team just plows through stuff in Conquest, just plows through them. I don't think it should be your first one or two. Your first two Omicrons should probably be Wampa and that Qui-Gon, the aforementioned Qui-Gon Jinn Omicron lead. Maybe your third one should be the Padawan Obi-Wan to get to really help you hammer out Conquest on a monthly basis. So anyway, yeah, monthly basis, every 4 weeks, every 2 weeks, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks off. So the Poncho Bros, I think, should be the first Relic characters in your squad. Yeah, it's going to cost you a bunch of Kyrotech. They're not a cheap gear, but they're going to keep feeding you back resources over a long period of time through the Duel of the Fates Assault battle. Coming up next, let's talk about those Geonosians on your early game roster. They are a force. You can see I'm in the process of farming these guys right now. The gear will come a little bit later. Not only the Geonosians themselves, but their ships are really good. The Geonosian ships, you can throw them into an Executrix fleet. You can put them like in a Home One fleet. These ships do a lot of work and a lot of heavy lifting early on in the game, and then later, when you farm the Malevolence, the Geo ships come into play there. There's an Omicron for Poggle for Territory Wars that is a tremendous Omicron, especially in the early to mid stages of Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. And speaking of that Poggle Omicron, this is me back in the day before Ben Solo came out, before we got all these better raid teams now with Ben Solo, Ezra Exile. That's a classic raid team. And this is the Geonosian Omicron, the Pogglecron we call it, taking out a galactic legend in Territory Wars. It's insane. It is a great Omicron. It's used more for defense than offense these days, especially if you're in an early or mid-game guild and you get the Geos, you get that Pogglecron. This is a great team. The Geos are also a really great team. They are the most used team in early stages of Grand Arena. When you're in Carbonite, when you're in Bronzium, even into Chromium, the Geos are used a lot on defense, and they'll get a lot of holds for you, especially if you get some speed onto Geo Brood Alpha. They will do some really good things on your roster. One mention, the only Zeta you need on this team is Geo Brood Alpha's Queen's Will. You don't need his leadership Zeta. You just need the Queen's Will. Make the Brute show up right away. Put these guys on defense for yourself in Grand Arena. They're going to do a lot of good. But you know what? I can't say enough about the Geos. And finally, we should mention, if your guild and or when your guild starts doing Geonosis territory battles, the Geos have special missions at every stage of Geonosis Darkside territory battles, including in Stage 3. They unlock Wat Tambor shards, and you've got to get Wat Tambor on your roster, not only to later unlock Jedi Master Kenobi, but also because Wat Tambor is maybe the best plug-and-play character in this game. He plugs into any team and does amazing stuff for you. So there you go. The Geos coming in at number 4, and don't forget those Geo ships. Easy to farm, really, really good, all the way through the end game in that Malevolence fleet. And the 5th team that everybody should be farming as one of their first 5 teams in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes is the fleet that I harp on day and night and day. I scream out Executor in my sleep, and Mrs. Nooch wonders what in the world is going on over there. This guy needs to stop playing games. I don't know what he's talking about. Is he saying execute her? Is he saying Executor? I got the wrong fleet in here, by the way. Let's go to our bounty hunters. I got to redo this here a little bit. We're going to get this is what we want. The Executor is so important. It's also going to get you a bounty hunter team, and those bounty hunters as scoundrels will get you the credit heist early on. You need to get those bounty hunters up. We got to get Bosk, Boba Fett, who else we getting? Dengar, Mando, and the Mandalorian, and Grief Karga. Those are your original initial 5. Mando, Grief Karga don't go along here, except you need them to unlock Beskar Mando, who you need to unlock the Razor Crest right there in front of you, the Executor. And here I am unlocking that Executor. Guys, I don't know how many other ways to say this. You can get this ship free to play in 7 to 9 months. With the Hyperdrive bundle, it might go a little faster, whatever. If you spend a little money and get it faster, the Executor dominates the early game fleet arena. Nobody can farm a ship in the game right now that can effectively perform. I know there are endurance fleets that perform here, but they drop on defense. I get it. The endurance you can put together a Galactic Republic fleet. I just think I don't think that's the way to go, because you need those bounty hunters early. I'm all on the Executor path. The Executor holds defense better too. The Executor gets you crystals every day in Fleet Arena. If you play your Fleet Arena shard, you climb up in the top 5, the top 10 of Fleet Arena, the top 20 really. You're gonna get crystals in your account on a daily basis by farming the Executor. The ships will get you there too. Those Geo ships early, then these ships later. Although if you bought the Hyperdrive bundle, you get a bunch of bounty hunter ships right off the bat that you can use in that Fleet Arena early with your Executrix is the best way to do it. The Executor is team number 5 because it's going to be after all those other teams. Did I mention gear levels for the previous team? What was the previous team? It was... I forgot. Geos... Gear 12 will do you, okay? Gear 12 will do you on Geos. You don't need any Kyrotechs to do that. Get them to Gear 12. I carried them at Gear 12 even in my fleets for years on other accounts. So Gear 12 will do you. Eventually you can relic them down the road, but they don't really lead anywhere at relics. Gear 12 on Geos. Sorry about that. For the Executor, there are required levels, much like the Duel of the Fates Assault Battle with Master Qui-Gon, Padawan, Obi-Wan requires certain relic levels to get to certain tiers of the event. You gotta get these. You gotta get the ships Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88, Dengar, Boba Fett, Bosk, IG-88, Dengar. I'm really struggling here, guys. You don't officially have to relic Cad Bane and Beskar Mando to get this done, but you're gonna want to do that. You're gonna want to get relic levels across the board on all the pilots for this, including Piet. You got to get to relic 9. You want to get relic levels, even for Cad Bane and Beskar Mando, even though it's not required, because they're going to make this fleet perform the best it can do. The Executor is so important. That's why it comes in here. It's not number 5. It's number 1, but it's the 5th in a succession of teams that you'll farm as your first 5 teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And finally, I'm going to bring in an honorable mention team, and I don't talk about this enough, and that's on me. The Smugglers.
I never thought I'd be smuggling myself.
I think this is the easiest early-ish smuggler team. Smugglers are hard to come by. They are challenging to farm. And if we pull up Smugglers over here, you can see I don't have any yet. 7 weeks into this account, because I've been focused on everything else. But Smugglers will get you through Smugglers Run, which happens 2 or 3 times a month. Smugglers Run 2, we talk about Jabba the Hutt, who gets you great mod material from that. But Smugglers Run is also a great source of mods and mod upgrade material for you in Galaxy of Heroes. These characters, I do farm the Lando node in the fleet battles every day. You can get young Han Solo with Mark 1 currency, I believe. That Mark 1 raid currency we talked so much about right there. So you can farm these guys. Han Solo is available with it's Mark 2, right? Mark 2 raid currency? No, also Mark 1 raid currency. Chewbacca, you have to get your bounty hunters in there to get them unlocked. And Kira, I think, is a Cantina farm. Yeah, she's really the only leader over there in the Smugglers. The other ones as well. Dash Rendar, I think, is a Cantina farm. Emphas Nest is a Fleet Arena farm. It's going to take you too long. She'd be great. She's great in Smugglers Run, but it just takes too long. Hondo is a Cantina farm. There are other characters you can farm to get Smugglers. Han and Chewie, Chewie really is what brings the whole thing together and makes it work as a 3-star, but Smugglers Run is important. The mod materials you get are great. These guys just take a little bit longer to farm up, even though you can get them at Gear 12, but you got to have a good bounty hunter team to go get Chewbacca at 7 stars, and the investment is legit in them. It's not a crazy investment. I think that they will work for you at like Gear 9 or 10 in Smugglers Run, so you don't have to be super geared up. But Smugglers Run is something we should all keep in the back of our minds, and I should talk about it a little bit more, and I'll try to talk more about it, because mods matter. We know this. Mods are really important in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. And there you go, folks. There are the top 5 plus 1 honorable mention teams. That should be your first 5 teams in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. We talked about the reason and the gear levels for all of them. The gear levels here for the bounty hunters, by the way, you can see I've got them at Gear 11 on Bosk. You want to get gear on Bosk as fast as you can, because the Houndstooth is the best tank in the game, tanking ship in the game. You're going to use it in every fleet you've got. all the way through the game. It just applies everywhere. The other bounty hunters, I would just gear them up enough early on to get the credit heist done, which means gear 7. Gear 7 of these guys early on, and even at 5 stars, gets me the credit heist at 3 stars. After that, you can get more gear on them later. The rest of the gear we all discussed. Hopefully this helps you guys. Let me know how your first 5 teams are working out. Or maybe, I'm missing something. It's always possible. But I feel like I've done this a lot, and I feel like I've gone through the game a lot, and I do feel like these are the first 5 and one honorable mention perfect teams to have on your roster in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Have a great day, boys and girls. I'll talk to you soon, and always remember, Nooch too good.